Hey there, Mission Control. Well, we're starting day 2 of the MODIX 120 build. This is the version 3 120. We've got the outer frame in, some of the motors in, working on the axis controls. Let me go show you all the parts we still have remaining. Okay, here we go. We got all these cross members. Bed heater 1, bed heater 2, control power unit, a whole bunch of fittings right there, and a whole lot more stuff. Oh, and there's beds under there too, and glass. We got glass all the way over there. There's more. This is just everywhere. There's stuff everywhere for this thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the heater going because it's a little cold inside the building here, even though it's a beautiful day outside. Oh, Betsy the boss is here to check on everything. Yeah, peck on that. Yeah, literally a peckerhead right there. And we're going to turn the music on and just start jamming. These things the pieces are so small, it just takes time. It's not hard, the instructions are great. You just gotta follow them, and it just takes time to do everything. So let's crank up the tunes, crank up the heat, and get going and see how far we can make it on day 2. I know what you're thinking. Using that jet heater in a small area like this is not a great idea. And you know what, you're right. But it's what I have right now, and I'm working on finding the heater that's gonna actually be heating this place. So, kind of the general rule that we always have is use what you got until you can get something better, right? What is that scene in Starship Troopers where they're like, you're the guy until you die or find somebody better. That's kind of the rule around here is we're gonna use everything we can until we either can afford to do something different or something better comes along that just replaces it. So, yeah, I know. I need a new heater. I'm working on it. Hopefully we find one soon. All right, so yesterday, it was 2 days ago because I took Sunday off. I was reading the instructions, and they actually had some additional stuff that they did with digital files online. It's pretty cool. They have these guides that you can use to help make sure you're in the center when you're tightening everything. So I didn't know that until I read it. So hopefully if you're getting one of these, read the whole instructions first, print these out. And they also wanted 2 additional parts. Oh, and I forgot to cut. Okay, we'll do that out here. I forgot to take the fill out. But I got these printed with the Creality up at the house. Did that yesterday. Just got everything started in the morning, and bing, bang, boom. They're all printed. Back to jamming. Well, we're on, what is it, day 3? Yesterday was day 2. Today is day 3 of the build. We have a lot more parts to go. We're almost done with the mechanical assembly, and we'll be getting into electronics today, hopefully. We got the print deck and everything to make. I started off really nasty though. So I was trying to get the propane heater that my dad had given me, and I was going to get it set up today, and I wanted to check out its fittings and everything, and I opened it up, and there was a ginormous mouse nest inside of it. I usually don't get disgusted with such things, but this one was huge. It's disgusting. I'm still thinking about it. I gotta get to work. Let me take my mind off things. Let's get some music going and get to work. Well, we've made it to step 12 of the first part. We're still assembling the entire structure here, but we're starting to get more and more into the details, and I'm guessing that's going to make it slow down more and more. This printer is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, the size of it, it's huge. I'm really excited to get to printing the grow balls and everything with it. But hey, if you've liked this video, if you like seeing what's happening on this channel, be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up down below and ring that little bell so you get notified. And if you'd like to see stuff that's more up to date, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you'd like to help out what we're doing, check us out on Patreon. Really appreciate it. We're going to be looking at the LCD here. We're really getting serious. So this is the Duet 3D. I guess it's the company. I don't know. You guys, 3D printer guys out there, probably know all about this stuff. But yeah, this is looks really nice. The whole thing is powered by this, or controlled by this, I should say, and it has Wi-Fi control as well, which is what I'm holding there. Which means I can send print jobs out here from up at the house in the office. That's pretty neat. Got the instructions here, and we're just jumping into it. It says remove it from the protective ESD bag and start getting crazy with it, huh? Right there. Ooh, not bad looking, huh? Panel Duo 7i by Duet 3D. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And that guy that leaves it on his phone until it starts coming off. Okay, we got spacers now. Everything here, it's all marked. Almost everything is marked, I should say. Like 90% of everything is marked. Some stuff, they're expecting you to just do image recognition. These things are so small, so small. And if you dump them all out and lose them, it says to use 4, so there's 5 in there. The only bad thing so far about this, well, I shouldn't say the only bad thing. The only bad thing about getting this printer so far is that we're on day 3 of building the darn thing. Shipping would have been a heck of a lot more expensive if it would have came in a crate, you know, and it probably would have broke, since a lot of stuff's really sensitive. You know, you got the 3 axes and all the motors. I might be able to construct a shipping container for that locks it all. Well, you can. It's just a matter of how much money do you want to spend. Came in 8 boxes total, 2 different shipments. Got those in. We're gonna keep going here. I think today we're going to get it all put together, I think. I hope. All right, I just got all the wiring connected and all the cables tucked away nicely per the instructions. And we're actually at the point where we can power this bad boy on. I am going to put the, we need to go through the power on steps first. I really want to put the enclosure on first, but go through the power on steps, and there's Wi-Fi connection and everything that we need to do. But I found our first major problem, and has nothing to do with the MODIX. This thing, the instructions, by the way, for this company are amazing. I mean, just really easy to follow, really good. But here's the problem. We measured this whole thing. We created this extra deck space for this width. But there is a control panel and the power panel, which extends that by almost 6 more inches, which takes it right about here. In addition, did not think of it, well, we're thinking of it, there's a set of doors right here that go on it, and I didn't know the control panel was on that side. So what we have, this whole thing goes like this, which means the control panel's over here, the doors are over here. That means this section of shelving needs to get out of the way. Well, as you can see, I got the shelving out. I think once we get it all back in, I'll probably cut a section of shelving and put it back in here so I have even a more additional workspace here. Just come in and, you know, be able to do all that. So we'll get that shelving back in there. We got everything plugged in, and this is the smoke-free test, I guess, as in hopefully it is smoke-free. We're gonna kick the power on here for the first time. Power's on. I see light showing up there. I don't see everything happening like it says it's supposed to be happening though. So that's bad. Why? Well, what's going on here? Oh, hey, you know what? How about a power? There we go. I see flashy lights. Ooh, we got a light over here. We got the fan blowing. Stuff is happening, guys. Stuff is happening. Yeah, that thing's blowing a lot of stuff out of there. That's not very good. I'll have to come back and check that. Why is that like that? It wasn't like that. There we go. Let's put that under there like that. That's a better routing. A little tight on a wire here that was pulling the printer head around. That's not good. We don't want that. Back in you go. All right. Happy little printer head. Just a happy little tree. Okay. We got lights. It says not to turn on the heater yet. Okay. Flashy lights. Good stuff. There. One wire here that's loose and we don't know what it's doing. Why is it loose? Oh, that's probably for the enclosure. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay. Smoke-free test number 1, complete and good. Well, I found our second problem, and it has nothing to do with this thing other than on their website said the height of the printer and not the height of the printer with the protection, the enclosure on it. It's more my fault than theirs. I should have paid more attention to that. What does that mean, you ask? That is a great question. What it means is this platform that you can't see because this printer is so freaking big, it's totally oversized, and we need to have another, 9 inches or so that needs to go down in order for this thing to fit back here on top of the platform. So now the question is to leave the platform or just to take it out, because look how big this thing is. And instead of having storage down below, I can shift and maybe put storage up top and then put maybe like LED strip lights in here. I'm thinking out loud here. That's not like I have that planned yet. But we did all this work to put this platform back here to have the shelving so we can store things. But this thing is huge. Oh, I am so tired. What is it, day 5? Day 5? Is it day 6? We set it up Saturday, took Sunday off, Monday, Tuesday, yesterday is Wednesday, today's Thursday. It is it Wednesday? What day is it? Oh my goodness. I'm tired. All right, whatever day it is, today is the day it will be done. Regardless of how late I have to stay up, but I don't think it's gonna be too late. I gotta get the door on, and then we got a bunch of configuration to do. And you see where I'm sitting? We built this to the height of the printer, and it's all gotta go. So I gotta rip that out, which is usually, that's not that bad. So we're gonna get that ripped out, get the printer moved into this location. You can see, look how tall it is. Look, here on me, I'm 5'8". So that's what? That's like almost a little bit under 5 feet there. Well, the printer is finally together and you can see it's in its spot with no amount of change. And I don't know if you can see, but I keep bashing my head right on the cross member as I go in and out of it. And I've hit it probably 5 times now and it hurts. I think I felt some blood up there. So what we're doing right now is we're looking at the web interface to the printer. It's very professional. Everything about this thing is really, really professional. Its packaging was very professional. The components, everything, it's very sturdy, they're very strong. It's not cheap plastic. They're good parts. You can feel it, you know what I'm talking about. You can feel the good parts. What we're doing right now is going through the startup process and getting everything calibrated. And everything is going pretty good so far. I'm having just a slight problem with the x-axis, which is the longitudinal axis, getting it home correctly. So I shot off an email to support. They've been responding within 24 hours, so that's pretty darn good. Right now what I'm working on is getting the bed compensation. Because it's such a large bed, what it does is it goes through and it takes a measurement, apparently hundreds of measurements. And they have a series of macros all set up here. So we're going to execute the bed compensation macro. We're up to 64 Celsius on the bed, which is where they want it at. And now it's going to go through and start compensating, measuring the bed. So let's go check that out. It's going through, I think it's like over 200 some odd points that it's going to collect on the deck here. The reason for this is because it is so big, you can get heat warpage and everything. So it actually is calculating and compensating for that. I'm not entirely sure how that all works, but that's why it's doing this, is to know where the bed's at and be able to compensate for things. Boy, as far as the assembly goes, I mean, it has been a long 5 days. There's no doubt about that, and there are thousands of parts that go into this. But I'm really happy with how it came out, and all you have to do is follow their instructions. I mean, some of this stuff is kind of intimidating when you get to it, really, but you get into it and you just start doing one piece at a time and follow their instructions. They got good videos when videos are prudent. They have good written instructions. Everything, like I said, feels very professional, very strong, very sturdy. Very happy with how it all turned out, how it looks. We'll see how it performs. I anticipate that any issue that there is with it will be my fault. As far as machines go, the cost of this machine is under $10,000. And that is just unheard of for this size. So MODIX has got a good thing going on here for an affordable, production quality, large scale printer. You know, the normal person's not gonna go buy one of these. I mean, if you had the money, I mean, it would be way cool to have in your workshop. There's no doubt about it. But we're buying it because of the cost associated with getting our prototyping done. This is just far more cost efficient for what we need to do, especially when we need to make changes and stuff like that. There's no point in tooling up. Somebody pointed out vacuum plastics, and I'm going to be checking that out because that is one manufacturing method I did not look at, but I'll be getting that figured out. We've obviously made our commitment here to the prototype, so we'll be doing this for that, but for our production, going with some form of vacuum plastics might be the way to go. Boy, you know, I can't really think of anything negative to say, other than it just takes forever to put it all together, but that's because they're saving shipping costs, which goes to the customer. I had a problem with Wi-Fi connecting it, but I just plugged the computer into it, and I had the computer, you know, talk to the hard drive and get it all figured out, and they worked out their problems. So we're connected to Wi-Fi. I can control this from any computer on the network, send it files. Very, very nice. Kept hitting my head after I got it assembled. Got a bunch of spare parts, not in a bad way, just they sent spare parts, so you know if something goes wrong, you don't have to go down the hardware store and try to find something special or order it from them. They sent you quite a few spare parts to hang out, or to hold on to, excuse me. I mean, I'm excited to see some prints off of this. So if you've been following along on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts, you've kind of been seeing this thing coming, but if you're new to YouTube, you can follow us there. If you'd like to support what we're doing, you can do so through Patreon. We really appreciate that. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. That's the assembly video. We're going to get into printing and getting prototypes off of this thing in the next coming days. So it's going to be very exciting to see. So stick with us and follow us. Be sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified. For some reason, YouTube, it unsubscribes people and unsubscribes me from people I follow all the time. So you guys be sure you check that if you'd like to be notified. Thanks for following along, everybody. This is The Real Martian. Out.